of the big issues, and I'm in academia, as you probably know, what is the story behind corporate DEI policies?
I guess just in the most basic level, DEI is the acronym that stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it manifested itself in the corporate world through things like bias training, mandatory training within the workplace, a lot of the HR stuff, hiring and promotion goals, diversity programs, diversity quotas, employee research things. You saw chief diversity officers developing in C-suites, and you would see DEI staff, DEI budgets, that kind of thing. And it really mirrored what was going on in the academy and the universities. So the universities, in particular humanities departments, developed all these concepts about institutions reinforcing power and domination, and how knowledge and categories are influenced by power, and that any claim to neutrality deserves scrutiny. And so we saw this shift in the academic world, where people talked about racism at the individual level to racism at a structural level. So you saw ideas like intersectionality and counter storytelling and interest conversion, and the idea that oppression is systemic and that identities overlap, and neutrality was a bad thing. It could reinforce existing inequalities, and equity had to be the central goal. And so you combine all these things as students graduate from colleges and the ideas moved into organizations. The academic concept became common terms for discussing workplace issues. Corporations took them to public institutions. Companies developed all of these non-discrimination law and liability policies based on some of these humanities notions, and they expanded DEI offices, and they expanded diversity efforts and all these kinds of things.